Welcome back to Little Misguided. Very first card out is the moon. We're talking about illusions, things that are hidden, things that are secret, things that you may have been misguided about. So you've come to the right place. Ooh. Page of Wands in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse. The Hermit in the reverse. It's like you have been stuck and stagnant whenever it comes to making some kind of movement forward regarding your situation. You kind of been stuck, unable to follow through and go forward. You're not really going backwards. You just kind of have been isolated, chilling due to these illusions. But it's like with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, it's like you might be starting to make sense of some of these illusions. There could be situations or people in which that you've been involved with or have been in your energy, whether you've chosen to be involved with them or not. And it's like some of these people or situations, they look like they got a lot of potential. They look like it might be a good thing. There might be some potential for success there. But really, those are traps. Like, some of those are traps. And some of the things that didn't look like they were hot options or a possibility, they're actually not as bad as what you think that they are. But it's like, because you've been in an illusion and not really knowing what's going on in regards to situations or people, you haven't really been able to move forward. Like, you've been stuck in a spot. And I'm not saying that there hasn't been growth. Like, maybe you've been working on yourself. Maybe you've been working on self-care. Maybe during this isolation period or time, you just kind of got in touch with what your spirit and soul has been telling you. And that might be part of what is helping to clear up some of the illusions. It's like, on one hand, I see and I hear this. Like, this is my perspective that I'm gathering, and this is what people say or allude themselves to be. And so that's what's given to me. And I'm trying to work with, and not just like accept that. I'm trying to use my discernment. I'm accepting what things are, but I'm also acknowledging that what things are being presented to me as may not be what they actually are. And you getting in touch with yourself has allowed you to see things in a new light. And there may have been one of these situations, and I feel like maybe one of these situations that maybe you thought was a bad or toxic option and you didn't move forward with. Which, like, you hadn't moved forward with any option, so it's not like you're being too biased here. But it's like something that you may have cut off, that you and the other person, or maybe both of you, thought that there was a complete ending to. Maybe there were harsh words spoken, maybe there was some kind of betrayal. Doesn't have to be, but it's like taking all this time to isolate and seeing things in a new light. It's like you're realizing that basically, like, not everything is what it seems. And it's like wanting to recover a situation that was dead, that you already had ended, where maybe you felt like you were betrayed, or maybe the other person felt like they was betrayed. But it's kind of like wanting to rectify that, because it's like I've taken some time out, and I'm seeing that even if I don't know what all the illusions are, I'm aware that there have been illusions, and maybe I have been mistaken. Maybe somebody has gotten a bad rap here. This is the shortest message ever. I mean, is any more cards going to come out? There we go. We got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody hasn't been putting work into a situation. Ace of Pentacles, whenever it comes to some kind of newfound stability or foundation. And I'm feeling like maybe there's a situation in which you should have been working in partnership with somebody else to begin building something. Like it should have been some kind of start. But one or the other person, or maybe both of you, somebody has not been putting in the work that was necessary to do that. Like, there's the potential for this whole new doorway, basically for you to like change your life and the path that you were on. And this could be a past energy and a present energy. Like in the past, this could be something that was presented to you, and like you were supposed to have this Ace of Pentacles, this fresh start, this foundation, a foundation to build everything else up on. You're supposed to have that with somebody, but somebody hasn't been doing the work in order to really cement and concrete that. Like they might feel like they have it unlocked, but they don't. Like that's why they might not be doing the work, because they think they already have it unlocked. And when I say past energy, like I'm saying, that could be something that happened in the past, somebody that you're already involved with for some people. And this could be a present energy also of potential. Like you could potentially have a foundation, something could be presented to you, some kind of gift, something you could stand on. It has the potential to be there for you now, but you may not be receiving it because you're not doing the work to receive it. We got the Five of Pentacles. Somebody feeling like they're left out in the cold, or like they don't have enough. And this could be in regards to, two ways. It could be emotionally, somebody feeling out like they're left out in the cold simply because the other person in their situation isn't putting work in, and it's kind of making them feel like the other person doesn't even really care about them, don't give no fucks about them, for the simple fact that there was so much potential here and you won't even do the bare minimum of what I'm asking you to do. Or maybe not even asking, but what needs to be done in order to secure this foundation in this life together. That's the emotional. But also it could be having to do with finances. With the Five of Pentacles out in the cold. Someone may feel like they don't have enough money to be able to move forward. Like if it's in regards to a present situation and they have this potential to have a fresh start somewhere else, have a new home, a new job, whatever it is, doing something new to guarantee the foundation and stability of your 3D world. They have this potential to do that. They may not be making the movement to do that because they feel like they don't have the money to do that. Card just pulled up. Yeah. Insufficient. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. This is Miss Independent right here. This is someone who is feeling like they are not so sure that they can stand on their own. They don't feel like they're in a spot where they have everything that they need in order to be able to do that. I feel like the person who's feeling like that in this situation is the Empress. It's a feminine. It could be a mother figure. It could be a mother figure. It could be somebody who's like kind of used to being taken care of, because there she is sitting pretty, right? But really, she's not Miss Independent because she don't have everything all on her own. And with the High Priestess in the reverse, it's like this Empress may not be listening to her intuition. She may be listening to her fears to help her make her decisions, because her intuition is telling her one thing, but then her fears are telling her something else, and they kind of conflict with each other and cancel each other out, to where it's like, what do I do? What is the right choice to make? I feel like fears are pollution, though. You gotta clean that shit up. Get the fuck out of fear. Listen to your intuition always. The Devil in the reverse. So there may be some toxic behaviors, habits, or connections with other people. Overindulgences. There could be addiction issues. There could just be bad. I'm going to quote bad because I'm not ever going to say anything is bad. There could be bad habits or patterns of behavior that is blocking this person's intuition. Two ways. If there's an addiction, it's like that addiction, which is most likely due to some kind of substance, be it drugs or alcohol, is clouding your thoughts, your judgment. They affect the way that you think. You think differently one way whenever you're sober and clear-headed, as opposed to the thoughts that you think whenever you're like spiraling and being dependent upon that substance. That's one thing that is blocking your intuition. The other thing that could be blocking your intuition is the actual partnership with the person that you were supposed to be building with. It's like this is a karmic bond. It's a bond where you may even sense like a very strong connection and tied to this person. Maybe you might even feel like, if you believe in that, it's a past life connection. So you feel like it's destined. But the thing is with these karmic bonds is, yeah, they can be something that is meant to be, but it could be something that is meant to be in regards to a lesson. Like they teach you lessons. And the whole point is, once you figure out that you need to be learning something, it's on you to do what you need to do with that information. It's on you to be able to grow through a cycle instead of repeating a cycle. And at that stage, you can't even put it on anybody else, no matter how toxic they are, because at the end of the day, that is your choice. Once you know what it is, that's your choice to continue to stay in that and be connected to that. And if you know you're being manipulated and you choose to be there and allow it to happen to you, that's your choice. You're allowing it to happen. The point is to recognize what is going on, to learn through and grow through. And the way that you make changes is by placing boundaries and by loving yourself to not accept that. But with all of those illusions and everything, it's like this connection, because it feels like you're so connected. That's another reason that you're not listening to your intuition. Because you're like, how could that be? That can't be. I mean, No way. I already know this isn't a regular connection. You're right. It's not a regular connection. The death card in the reverse. This is like somebody. This is like there is a potential for transformation and a new beginning here. But somebody's action or lack of action, inaction, is the thing that's slowing it down. It's like you got to put the kibosh on one situation. Something has to die in order for something else to live and be birthed. You got to close one door in order to open another. And it's like this fresh start, new beginning is hanging in the balance of that decision being made. Because the potential's there. It's just you can't walk into it until you've actually closed the door. But it is there. Infect me with your love, then fill me with your poison. Take me, take me. Wanna be a victim, ready for affection. You're alien. Your touch so far away. It's supernatural. It's terrestrial. That's not what it says, but that's how I say it. Anyway. So that line right there is kind of telling me like, yeah, this is something toxic. This connect, like, even addictions aside or not, it's like the relationship and the connection is something that is toxic. But it's like you are somebody who I feel like in your early life, early years, maybe even presently now, feel like you've been without love. And it's like, even though this person's lips are filled with venom and their words, they may speak, I don't want to say they may speak sweet words, but they may be sweet words that are laced with daggers, like really passive aggressive. Like, it looks like it's good, but then it's like there's these ulterior motives to just like stab and demolish. But I feel like the lack of love that you had given to you and that you have for yourself is what helps you to be able to put aside the fact that this person has daggers and venom and are using it on you. It's almost like a feeling of, well, if that's a byproduct of what I have to deal with or put up with in order to get this little bit of affection or this feeling like somebody loves me, then I guess that's just what I'll have to do. It's almost a feeling of like knowing that this person is hurting you, but at the same time, you wanting them nearby, you wanting them near you because that's all you have known of love. What do I know of love? Knight of Cups, Three of Swords in the reverse. Now, I'm not sure. I might get some more clarification on what this Knight of Cups is, but this is moving forward. This is moving forward heart-centered with a good intention. And I don't know if this is you that needs to, move forward with that feeling of like giving yourself the love, and not only that, but taking the love that you have and giving it to other people that deserve it. Yeah, I just feel like it's moving forward to connections that are equal. Like, you love them and they love you. And you know it. Without any of this extra side, what the fuck is that? Like, if you have illusions, there shouldn't be no illusions if somebody, like, really? There shouldn't be illusions if somebody really loves you, right? Because even if you don't have everything clear, At the end of the day, you should at least know that they love you. And if you're questioning, does this person even love me? Does this person even care for me? I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm just saying if it was equal give and take, you wouldn't have to wonder, because the people that love you, you know, love you. But it's like the Three of Swords in the reverse is you needing to heal your heart. Heal all the heartbreaks and the losses and the stabby wounds, all the times that this person has hurt you, and not to make you a victim, but you've allowed yourself to be hurt all of those times. Granted, some things are out of our control, but if you've dealt with toxic bullshit in the past, then you should know better than to continue a cycle of toxic bullshit. So it's like you need to heal those deep heart wounds so that you don't, and I'm getting the phrase, grow up thinking. So it's like, you need to heal these deep heart wounds so that you don't continue just accepting the bare minimum of love that somebody's trying to show you. Like, just because... Okay. I'm getting a feeling like, too, like, in the past, the people that were there for you, that were representations of what love should be, it's like, maybe it was like a two-sided sword or whatever, where they were the people that loved you and cared for you, but they were also the people that hurt you. So, in the past, I say grow up, I mean as in childhood. So I feel like this is in childhood. There may have been people that showed you love and care, but they were also people that hurt you deeply. So growing up as an adult, now that's acceptable to you because that was your normal and that's what you knew. So now when somebody is hurting you and then loving you at the same time, it's acceptable because, well, that's what you knew in the past. That was your norm. But the thing is, you need to heal and grow through that, because I'm not going to say that's not normal, because what is normal, but just because you put up with it in the past before in regards to people that you love does not mean that that's a cycle that needs to continue, that you need to continue putting up with people who say they love you and hurt you in the same breath at the same fucking time. You don't need to continue those cycles. And if you do continue those cycles, that's your choice. That's your choice. How are you going to get to a point where you are healing your heart and able to move forward into something healthy? Loving yourself. Loving yourself. Because automatically, whenever you love yourself, automatically, you don't even really have to try. When you love yourself, when you've had enough, and you need to protect and care for yourself, those boundaries happen naturally. Because sometimes you just be like, God damn it. Pardon my French. This is a recreation. But sometimes you be like, GD, enough is enough. Or like, that's how you need to be. And if you loved yourself, you fucking would be. Because I felt like whoever I'm talking to, you are somebody who shows love to other people more than you do to yourself. But I feel like it's not just because you're a loving person. I think you are a loving person. But I also think you try to give people the love that you didn't receive and that you wish that you were receiving. And I don't feel like it's just love. I feel like it's care. You try to care for people because you want someone to care about you. Because there's been so many instances where you have had to be the strong one while you were caring for other people, waiting. And I know we don't even want to use that word or say that word, waiting, because sometimes we want to act like we don't care, and that's not what we want. But really deep down inside, it is like waiting for somebody to care for you. Like me, for instance, I'm a strong-ass, badass bitch. But sometimes, I will admit it, I just want someone to fucking hold me, take care of me, and be nice to me. Like, be kind. Just those little things. Like, you don't have to pay my bills. But could you, like, hold my hand? Could you care about me? If I'm sad, could you say what's wrong? Like, that's the kind of stuff that we want. And I feel like you give that to people, but who gives that to you? And it's just like, it seems like it's just a way of life. That's how you have come to accept that life is sometimes. And, well, that's just what you got to deal with. And it's almost like a feeling of being a martyr a little bit. Like you sacrifice yourself a little bit for the good of other people. And that's nice. That's kind. But be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Because also, if you have children, your children are watching you. They are going to learn the example of loving themselves from you. Do you want them to grow up to be a people pleaser, to do what everybody expects them to do or manipulates them to do? Do you want them always casting aside their internal needs and emotions for the good of humanity while they're suffering? No, you don't. So whatever advice or whatever it is that you would have your children to do, that's what I would do, because they do walk in your footsteps. Breaking generational cycles, toxic curses and whatnot has been a repetitive pop-up thing. And it's like, you can break one generational curse, but what's the good of breaking one generational curse if you're going to plop right back down into another one? Once you start loving yourself enough to have boundaries, it's like that never ends. That never ends. You never love yourself to the point where you're like, all right, I love myself enough. Well, I guess I'll just stop doing the work now and everything's fine. No, you got to continue to love yourself. Continue to love yourself. Continue. And every time that you put an expectation out there or you put a demand out there for yourself to the universe, there is going to be some pushback to test you to see if you really mean what you say. If you say, universe, I love myself, they're going to say, oh, really? Do you? Watch this. Let's see what she does with that. So are you going to continue in the same toxic cycles? Or are you going to be the strong-ass, badass bitch that you've been for yourself instead of for everybody fucking else? Like, there's an extremely heavy burden on this person's back, on your back. And I feel like you're willing to carry the weight when it's for other people. But whenever it comes to you, it's almost too much to bear. Carry that weight for yourself until you get to the point where you can put it down. Or matter of fact, just fucking stop carrying it. Stop carrying it. I promise you, whenever you are a good person and you have good intentions, that is known and it's out there. And whatever it is that you need in order to move forward or make it or to escape a stuck place, it will come to you. It will arrive to you. It will appear. You don't have to even have a plan. All you have to do is walk in faith. When I said the universe is like, all right, let's see what she does. It's like they may not send something to help. They may not throw out, what is that, the lifesaver on the side of the ship? They may not throw that out until you've actually taken a step. Until you've actually jumped in the water. What's the point in sending you the tools if it doesn't even look like you're trying to do anything with them? If you haven't made a decision, if you haven't taken any action, You start taking action. It only takes one step. Take one step. You can even take that step blindfolded and trust that when you take the second step that you're not going to fall, that your foot's going to land somewhere sturdy and steady so that you can continue stepping. What is that game? Is it Mario? There's like a game where like these blocks, these steps just appear, but they appear as you're walking on them. They don't appear or they disappear. I don't know. I'm seeing it as they appear as you take a step. Like they don't form until you take the step, but every time you take the step, there they are. So don't be scared, don't have any doubt, don't worry about not having money or not having enough of what it is that you need in order to break your cycle or escape your situation. Because if you take the steps that you need to take, everything is going to align. You don't have to have a plan. You don't have to worry about how or what or when. You put that choice and that conscious decision out there that you are done and you want to make changes and you want to love yourself, and the universe, God and his angels will send all of the support that they can send you in order to make that happen. And that's all I have for you. I want to tell you that I love you. I love you very much. And you take some of that love and then you rub it all over your face and love yourself. I'm misguided. Let me be misguided so you don't have to.